After multiple recent screw-ups, Ubisoft is looking severely cooked with their most recent Assassin's Creed Shadows disaster. Okay, so we've got a tweet here from Grums on Twitter, and he kind of goes over some of those recent screw-ups I mentioned by Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed Shadows. So here we go. After spending how many millions on art research and historical consultants and sensitivity readers, Ubisoft insults the Japanese once again. Their Yasuke figurine features a famous symbol, the one-leg Torii Gate. Unfortunately, that was the symbol of Nagasaki's destruction by nuclear bomb. These companies pander and virtue signal and waste millions on programs that do not work and just line the pockets of agenda-pushing historians and Sweet Baby Inc.-style consultants. So true, so true. So let's get a look at this here, this figurine that Ubisoft has put out. Yeah. And you just look at that. Just look at the comparison there. I mean, yeah. It really looks... yeah. It looks bad because it looks exactly like it. I mean, there's just a little bit off, right? So in this... in the figurine, the one-leg Torii Gate they have here, there's a little bit of a piece sticking out on the left here that isn't here in the actual. But it's obvious. I mean, anybody can look at this and say, like, oh, there is an immediate resemblance, right? It immediately resembles this. If not, can be confirmed through just a little bit of assumption that, oh, they obviously modeled it off of this. This, to me, just shows the absolute level of idiocy and just lack of awareness that is running through the Ubisoft developer these days. So it really seems like either one guy or girl or whatever, or a team was tasked with coming up with the design for this, right? For this figurine. And they just looked up Torii Gates for the background. They're like, what would be cool? What's an iconic Japanese symbol? Torii Gate. Okay, of course, we want to try and include a Torii Gate. And they just looked up Torii Gates and they're like, okay, let's find a unique one. Maybe there's one that's different from all the others. They see this. They don't even look into the history of it. They just see the picture and they go, that's perfect. It's a one-legged Torii Gate. This is so cool. Let's include it. They didn't even do any research? No one did any research on this. I mean, and they're talking about how much art research and historical consultants they have. And nobody thought to look into the history of this Torii Gate. It's just shocking to me that they let this through because of what it stands for, right? It has immense historical importance and Japanese history especially importance, right? It's a monument. It's a reminder. Like, it's so huge, I'm sure, to their culture, to their history, to their society over there, right? It's huge. The absolute insane destructive power of the atomic bombs, Hiroshima and then Nagasaki, and the fact that the bomb blew up over Nagasaki and shattered one half of the Torii Gate but left the other half standing as a reminder, like, just the symbol that most Western cultures think of for Japan. There's a few, right? There's the cherry blossom tree. There's maybe Mount Fuji. What's the other thing we all think of? The Torii Gate. And so the Torii Gate being broken in half from an atomic bomb, and like they didn't even do the most minimal amount of research. Like, literally, you could Google this photo, I'm pretty sure, and it would say right underneath it, like, one-legged Torii Gate from, atomic bomb explosion or something like that. Like, they didn't even do the minimum amount of research into this. It's like the gross negligence of their researchers, of the people working on this figurine is just absolutely insane. So yeah, it's sad, it's frustrating. I mean, I'm not even Japanese and I'm frustrated, I'm disgusted, really. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. And so I can't imagine how the Japanese people feel about seeing something like this. It's got to be infuriating. They're probably hoping that this studio fails, and I can't blame them. I kind of feel the same. Like, the pretty mediocre release and gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws, and then Assassin's Creed Shadows just taking a cultural appropriation to the next level in just all the worst ways. They're only making this game to have a black guy as the main character. I mean, I'm pretty sure. It's a pretty safe assumption. Hey, let's check off a diversity game for this year, Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's what it feels like, right? And supposedly having so many historians or, you know, a historical consultant's work on this game, and then letting something like this go through for their product and their merchandising is just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I really hope they learn a hard lesson from this. I hope this game bombs and, you know, people are going to lose jobs, I think, and that sucks for those individuals. But the company, the leadership, I hope they learn a hard lesson from this. I hope the CEO and all the upper management just get cut immediately. Like, they should go before any of their workers do. Seriously, for stuff like this. It's just crazy. I want to read what this tweet says here, the original tweet that was kind of captioned here. So this is from Shin, this user. Please spread the word. Assassin's Creed Shadows figures from Ubisoft, a famous Japanese hate and criminal company. I mean, you know, maybe you're not far off there with that. Yeah. A figurine of a destroyed Torii Gate has been released, which is believed to be based on the one-leg Torii Gate that was destroyed in the Nagasaki atomic bombing. I have never seen a one-legged Torii other than the one destroyed by the American atomic bomb in Nagasaki. Well, there you go. Yeah, I've never heard of another one either. It's just crazy that this got let through, man. I hope that the upper level management and the CEO, president, whatever of Ubisoft, I hope they are quaking in their boots right now. This is just the craziest thing to let through. I hope they take down the figurine. No, maybe we should just let it happen. I hope they let it happen and get even more backlash. I do. They need it. Something needs to change in this company to have mistakes of this magnitude on top of the previous mistakes. The game doesn't even look good. Like, come on. They're just loss after loss with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I saw something a little bit earlier. Oh, yeah. I pulled this up earlier. Look at this. Rumors are swirling about Ubisoft's abrupt cancellation of their presentation at the Tokyo Game Show due to various circumstances. They're embarrassed. And rightly so. They would get destroyed if they actually showed up, from all of the Japanese fans who are no longer fans, the Japanese people following this game's development and you know, press and release and everything. They would get destroyed because of all of the crap that they've done incorrectly, cultural appropriation, like, you know, all of the DEI stuff that they're trying to include, you know, they would get destroyed. This is not Japanese history. It's a destruction of Japanese history, and just an absolute disrespect of it. It's so bad. Yeah, so Ubisoft has also canceled its press previews of Assassin's Creed Shadows that were taking place next week. They're so embarrassed, and they know that they've screwed up so much. They don't want to show up to the Tokyo Game Show or have anyone previewing their game because it's so bad. I mean, I saw a trailer. I saw the most recent trailer, and there was like a door that's like hovering. Go back and check the most recent Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer. There's like a door that it's not even, there's like a sizable gap. It's hovering. It's not even touching the ground. And there's no way that's intentional. I mean, we're talking about the paper, whatever, sliding doors in traditional Japanese architecture. Yeah, they don't hover. They're supposed to be like not floor to ceiling, but, you know, they're supposed to cover the whole doorway. And yeah, it certainly was not doing that. It was bad. It was really bad. So I don't know. This game, it's just becoming such a dumpster fire of a game and situation. Just everything around it is bad. It's a learning lesson. It's a learning lesson for all devs out there trying to culturally appropriate, trying to force like woke, like DEI things into video games. It's time to learn. It's time to learn that is not what gamers want. It's not what we want. It's not what cultures want when you try to steal their culture and just absolutely disrespect it and destroy it like this. It's not what we want. Just make good games. And if you're going to use historical periods, make it true to the historical period or be upfront about it. that you're changing things, that it's your imagining of how history could have played out in that area or that culture, that country, whatever. Make it upfront and obvious that you're changing things. The reason that this was a problem was that they were saying so definitively, hey, we're trying to be true to Japanese history. We're trying to, respect the culture and the history. That's why they said they hired those historical consultants, and they were not true to the history at all. Oh boy. Yeah, it's just a mess. This is absolutely a mess of a game, and it's a learning opportunity for Ubisoft and their leadership, if they survive this release. Anyway, this was pretty interesting to look into. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you did in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.